But 700 gets you across Ontario if you like paying in property taxes. So everyone keeps saying Ontario's too expensive. Yeah, no kidding. But expensive means something very different depending on where you live. Because in Toronto, 700,000 gets you about a half a dream and one full anxiety attack. In smaller towns, the same money could buy you a home and a backyard and probably your neighbor's snowblower. Let's take a tour, province style, and see just how far 700,000 stretches or doesn't. Toronto, the land of condos and crushed dreams, where 700K gets you a condo the size of your childhood bedroom with maintenance fees that could feed a small village. You could get one bedroom, one bathroom, and maybe a balcony, maybe, which the listing will aggressively call outdoor space. Translation, it fits one chair, half a plant, and your seasonal depression. But hey, location, right? You're walking distance from transit, coffee shop, jobs, and approximately 0 parking spots. So 700K here buys you access, not space. It's the experience economy. You're not buying a home, you're buying the illusion of adulthood. You'll tell your friends you love the energy of the city while silently Googling cheapest storage unit in Toronto because your closet fits 3 shirts and 1 dream. Now head west and suddenly 700K starts acting like a power-up. In Mississauga, that's a townhouse, 2 or 3 bedrooms, maybe a tiny yard where you can stand and pretend you're gardening. Trolls hit the comments.
How dare you!
Oakville's pricier because apparently the air there costs extra. Burlington though, that's a sweet spot. You get suburban, calm, family vibes and a front lawn just big enough to argue about whose turn it is to mow it. Of course, the trade-off is the commute. You'll spend 45 minutes on the queue every morning wondering why you didn't stay in that Toronto condo with your emotional support balcony. But hey, at least you can afford both a car and groceries here. Hamilton and Niagara, where you can finally afford walls again. Then there's Hamilton, the city that's been up and coming for about 15 years straight. For 700K, you can get a detached home, yes, a full house with a yard, maybe even a driveway. It'll probably have character, which is realtor code for the roof leaks when it rains. The wiring's from 1957, and the basement might come with a raccoon tenant. You just hope he pays. But it's yours. You can actually swing your arms without hitting a wall. Drive another 45 minutes to Niagara and suddenly 700K buys you a 4-bedroom home with a backyard big enough for both a barbecue and your regrets. You get peace, nature, and neighbors who wave without asking for your Wi-Fi. Kitchener-Waterloo in London, the smart people's real estate hack. Would you write that? Head west again, and now you're in tech country, Kitchener-Waterloo, where every house has a router faster than your landlord's car. 700K here buys you a detached or semi-detached home, probably newer, probably functional, and definitely not the size of a shoebox. You're surrounded by jobs, startups, and people who say, I work in tech, but can't fix their own printer. Then there's London, Ontario's best kept secret. Is it actually, though? Fact check. For 700K, you can buy a modern home in a good neighborhood with a driveway that doesn't require parallel parking trauma. You'll actually have space for hobbies, for guests, for peace, and you'll still have money left over for gas to drive anywhere else when you get bored. And let me tell you, that will be often. Kingston, Eastern Ontario, the hidden middle child. No one likes the middle child. Now, if you head east, Kingston, a place where everyone forgets about until they visit and say, wait, this is actually nice. 700K here gets you a beautiful detached home, sometimes updated, often historic, and almost always near water. It's charming, quiet, and perfectly balanced, halfway between Toronto and Ottawa. It's the place people move when they realize they want a community, not chaos. You can walk downtown, grab a coffee, and still make it home without paying $40 for parking. In Northern Ontario, where 700K buys you a kingdom. And finally, let's go north. Sudbury, North Bay, Thunder Bay, aka the land of actual value. For 700K, you get a detached home, a garage, a yard, 3 acres, a lake view, and possibly a moose. You could literally buy a house and a cottage for what 1 condo costs in Toronto. Of course, you're trading convenience for tranquility. No traffic, but also no Uber Eats. No crowds, but also no 24-hour Starbucks. It's peaceful until winter hits and your driveway becomes a full-time job. But hey, at least you have a driveway. Toronto people would kill for that. Here's the truth. Across Ontario, 700K isn't just a price point, it's a personality test. Toronto gives you convenience and chaos. The suburbs give you balance and boredom. The smaller cities give you space and sanity. In the city, you pay with your wallet. In smaller towns, you pay with your gas tank. Either way, you're paying for something. Because buying a home isn't just about square footage. It's about how you want to live. Do you want to walk to work or do you want to drive for peace? Do you want a nightlife or do you want a life? I know people who sold their Toronto condo for $720K and moved to St. Catharines. Bought a full detached home for less. Now they got space, quiet, and they still work remotely. They said it's the first time they've been able to breathe in years. Meanwhile, another couple did the opposite. Sold their big London home, moved back to Toronto for work, and now live in a 600 square foot condo with an emotional support espresso machine. They said they missed their backyard, but they love energy. Different lifestyles, same money, completely different lives. Big picture, 700K used to mean I made it. Now it means I can afford something with walls, but that's okay. Because the question isn't how much you can buy, it's how much life that home gives you. Some people want convenience, some want calm. Some want both, but sorry, this is Ontario. Pick one. So what does $700,000 really get you in Ontario? Choice. The choice between chaos, calm. Between condos, comfort. Between look at my view or look at my yard. Because price tags don't tell stories, people do. And the best home isn't the one that looks the best on paper, it's the one that feels right when you walk in. And if 700K can still buy you that feeling somewhere in Ontario, you've officially beaten the system. So yeah, 700K in Ontario can get you a condo smaller than your patience in Toronto, or a mansion that comes with free frostbite in Thunder Bay. If you found this mildly entertaining or painfully accurate, do the polite thing, hit the like, subscribe, and maybe drop a comment telling me which city you'd waste your life savings in. Because hey, if we're all broke together, at least let's make it entertaining.